Today I will be solving is valid anagram problem on Leetcode. The whole premise of this problem is we are given two sets of character lists and we have to compare them with each other, making sure that the length of these two lists match, because if they don't, then the word would not be the same. Second is if the length is same, if the length of the both of the lists are same, is the character in these lists are same, so we could rearrange them and make the first word or not. So the first part of the problem, it can be solved very easily by writing an if statement. We just say if length of s does not equal to length of t, we just return false. That's the first problem, the first set of the problem. And then the second part, if the length of these array is same, these character array is same, how do we solve the problem? We can solve the problem by using hash maps. We can take two empty hash maps, and then we could iterate through we could iterate through list s, and then update the hash map with the with the character and how many times it appears in the list. And then lastly we can compare both s and t and return true if the value if the word could be rearranged or not. So this could be done by, first we just create two empty hash maps. All right, and then we set them. All right, that's the first. And now second, we write a for loop for list s first. I'm gonna write this for loop because this took me a while to understand. I'm gonna write it first and then explain what's going on behind the scene. For all right. So the first part is very simple. We just write a for loop for the characters in our list S. The second part here is kind of complicated. That took me a while to understand, which is we say hash set or hash map, sorry, is empty right now. And then it would say hash r is equal to hash s dot get character comma 0 plus 1. So it would do hash s r is equal to hash s dot get 0, because right now our hash map is empty. R does not exist in our hash map, neither does any of the other words. So it would say r is 0 plus 1. So the value assigned to r would be 1. This is the inbuilt function in Python, which makes it easier to do these kinds of things, to add values to our hash map. So that's the whole premise of this function or this line of code right here. We can do the same thing for our t. We just say for character in t hash t character t. So that's how that works. So it would do, for let's take an example of example 2 of jar. So for s it would say J is not in our hash map right now because our hash map is completely empty. So it would say J is not in our hash map, so it would see that, and it would say J is equals to now 0. But we add 1 to J because we have J appear in our list as 1. It would do the same for A and same for R. We can see here that none of the words repeat, so there would not a value that is repeating, so everything would be 1 as compared to here. It would say like r is first, in the first iteration it would say r is equal to 0, and in the very last iteration of this list you can see r appears again, so it would say hash r hash s dot get r already, which is already in our hash map, which is 1 plus 1, so 2. That's how that goes. And then we can just finally compare these two hash maps and return true or false, which is also inbuilt in Python. So if we say return hash s compare hash t, hopefully this will. Yep. So that's the how you solve this problem. If you have any issues, let me know.